Facebook world, what is
What's
up,
up?
everybody?
Oh gosh, my
How
computer
is
just
everybody?
dinged at me. Sorry.
Sorry, your computer
What's
dinged
up?
at me because, guys, this is really weird for me right now. If you guys I see Kayla now on Facebook, so I can see your face now.
Here I am.
But what the weird thing is on our Discord chat right now, guys, it's really cool. She's completely blank. It's like it's just a chair. It's a glitch in the matrix. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on.
I can't see it now.
Let me turn down my brightness. It's too good to not show. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. Dang it. Oh well.
That is
Anyway,
weird.
it's an empty chair. I sent it to you, Kayla. It's hilarious.
You did. I'm
It's
here
hilarious.
though.
So, you're there, and I heard your voice, so I had no doubt that you were gonna be here. It's no
Yeah.
biggie though.
He's like, "Are you gonna sit down?" And we're going live in like
Yeah.
10 seconds. I'm like, "What are you talking about? I am sitting down."
I was like, no, you're not. There's no way you're sitting down right now.
Yeah,
It turns
I'm
out
here.
you were. Huh.
Huh.
Whatever. It's cool. So how are you out there, Facebook world? How's your week going? How's your weekend wrapping up? We're enjoying a Friday night. Wait, nope.
It's
What is
Saturday.
today? I've had a long week, guys. As you can tell, welcome this warm weather that we have going down and my sinuses flaring up.
Yeah.
So that is always welcome. I'm having a nice glass of wine tonight with you guys. I would pronounce it for you, but let's be real, it's a really big word.
I'm having a fathead bumbleberry. Delicious.
Ooh.
They are
Fathead,
great.
they are very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
So with this warm weather, people are starting to venture out.
Yes.
People are starting to go out and hang out. I was driving around today and there's absolutely people on scooters, bicycles. It was awesome to see that people are starting to venture out a little more safely, hopefully with masks and all. We still got a pandemic going on. We don't want to ruin it for everybody and get grounded again.
Right. Yeah, the town I live in, as long as you have like a license, you can have a golf cart and like drive around town. So we have a golf cart.
Right?
Yeah. So we have a golf cart, but we need to get it up and ready for the season still. But I saw multiple golf carts passing by my house today.
See, and that's always a welcome surprise and everything. But we do have a little bit of good news, guys. We are now a part of the Raise Rebellion for Rep Sports, and Josh is going to post the link in there if you have workout powders, pre-workout powders, energy powders, sleep powders, energy drinks, cool swag. I have a kit coming in to show off some of that swag when it's here. So make sure you go to this link right here, Raise Rebellion. You type in that promo code WPRS Ghost, and that'll help us out. We're having a little issue with stars and everything. We were very, very lucky to get accepted into this ambassador program. So I want to give them a shout out for being a sponsor of our show right now, Rep Sports with Raise Energy. Welcome to the awesome podcast.
We're so excited.
And you can, like I said, click that link, use that code, make her happen. It's gonna make my belly disappear. Hopefully by next.
It's hopefully gonna help me sleep, man.
Yeah, I know. I am so excited. Yes, I'm gonna get you that powder. I have a packet of it right now, so I will get that to you sometime in the next couple days.
Awesome.
So and then
Can't
you'll
wait
be able
to try
it out. It is amazing. It's amazing products. So we are going to be covering some of the cool things, along what comes along with warm weather is folklore.
Oh, does it?
I think so.
Does that go hand in hand? Folklore, warm weather.
The weatherman goes, you have a chance of snow on Monday, 40 degrees,
and a chance of Yetis the next day.
Yeah. And then on Friday you get your Yeti. That's what happens.
Sounds good to me.
That's what happens. But it's very, very cool.
That's hilarious. So, I have a friend that's a weather person. I'm gonna tell her the next time you do your forecast. Now that it's warm out, I need to hear that Yetis are in the forecast. Maybe a little Bigfoot.
Little Bigfoot, mixing a little goblins and little fairies in there too.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna. I think both of our little I would say folklore comes from Indiana. Mine's from around Rensselaer area. Yours is from.
I believe mine's like the Martinsville area, Jennings County.
Jennings County.
Well, yeah.
I've done a lot of talking to start this thing off. You want to lead us off with some of your story, and we'll chat about your story?
Yeah. So mine is from Jennings County. And the earliest like reports of this were from 2006 of the Crosley Monster.
Ooh,
Uh,
I've never heard this. I'm excited.
yeah, neither had I. So there's only like two accounts of it. And supposedly it was like the first account was a group of four boys. The second account was one of the four boys out
Okay.
squirrel hunting. So, I mean, it didn't say their age or anything. So, I mean, that could be, kids being kids out in the woods. Well, they might be adults. I don't know. It just said four boys.
Okay.
So, the first one was the four boys were out camping near a fishing pond in Corsley. They heard something moving in the woods, were expecting to see a deer, raccoon, some kind of little critter. Instead, they turned around to see a large pair of glowing red eyes peering at them through the leaves. They said the eyes seemed to be at least 8 feet above the ground and hung there motionless.
Okay.
One of the boys went to grab their flashlights and put it on the creature. He got scared and he dropped it, so the light was just kind of like illuminating on it. Um, he said at that point, when the light went off the creature, it became kind of violent and it was like shaking the leaves and like stomping around and yelling. Well, not yelling, grunting in anger. They
Well,
say the mon.
pissing it off is what he did
Yes,
with the
yes,
flashlight. He just pissed it off, and now it's trying to scare him away by
yeah,
shaking stuff around him. That's what I'm getting from it.
yes, yeah.
So, okay. Okay.
So
Cool.
once he dropped the light, they could see more of like the silhouette of said creature. And they noticed that it just had like really dirty, like matted hair, red eyes, and sharp yellow teeth is what they noticed. And at that point, the beast lunged forward at them, and the boys took off running. They were like 100 yards from their vehicle, so they must have been old enough to drive at least.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
I mean,
So the monster like chased them, supposedly. And once they crossed the road at a certain point, they saw the monster like standing on the side of the road, and then it took off into a cornfield.
oh wow. Which
So
is which is kind of like folklore. Is it's mainly based, in the country, obviously, and it's kind of
yes,
it reminds me of the black-eyed children that we covered.
yes.
Um, Hi Michelle. Hi Lisa. Thanks for joining us in Vampire,
Hey,
Rhode Island.
Lisa,
Hey Lisa.
you
I'm
guys
gonna
are
get
gonna get her freaking name right one of these days. Girl, I
confirmed.
got you.
Thank you. I wanted to say it right. I have been guessing this whole time. I have tried probably 6 different versions, so I apologize because nobody's corrected me until now. And the
I got
director in my ear says she's been called every name.
Yeah, she has. And
My
I'm
director,
always like, no, it's A Lisa.
hey Lisa. Okay, I got it. And she said yes. So hey Lisa. Yes, yes, yes. My bad.
That's
My bad.
funny. It's all
Um,
right. I got you, girl.
I know. Yeah, I don't even know what I was saying now. Come on.
Folklore, black-eyed
Woo!
children.
Okay. So it's kind of fitting that this story leads him into a cornfield too, and stuff like that. Um, it seems like these apps like Randonautica, it always led you into oh, you're back on my computer,
Hey.
yay, welcome back.
Yeah.
And it just always like it's never in town. You notice it's
Yeah,
just 'cause-
it's always
makes
out somewhere
which
where
makes sense
nobody
'cause
else can notice it.
which makes complete sense with population of people and everything like that.
Yeah.
Um, one of the coolest things about that is that like they got the down to the detail of the yellow teeth. We've heard
Sharp
animals and
yellow teeth.
we've heard a bunch of creatures and a bunch of animals when people do that. They always say yellow eyes, orange eyes, or red eyes, but they never go into detail like they did. So I
Yeah.
find that cool. I've never heard of this monster, and it's in my freaking state. What?
Vicinity. Yeah. Yeah,
We
they
need to
said
go.
it even had like dirty matted fur and yeah, the yellow teeth, sharp yellow teeth and red eyes. So,
I do like that these guys have the audacity to actually chase this thing, so they're not just running away and doing it. Um, he that hides behind the rose. Dot dot dot. I am not sure what that means, Kelly. That's
neither.
not. I do go into detail.
Yeah, share.
Yes, do go into detail, please. Um, but that's just I think that's a cool experience about this piece of folklore.
Yeah.
Was there more to this story, or?
Yeah. So
Oh well.
then,
All right.
yeah.
I got my drink.
So
Let's go.
so then one of the four boys from the fishing expedition went out weeks later to go squirrel hunting. While he was deep in the woods, the boy heard a rustling sound in the thick undergrowth. He figured it was a squirrel, so he raised his gun and waited for the animal to show itself. Then the rustling grew more intense, and he said it sounded like it was like circling around him.
Okay.
Um, but he said he could tell that it was something like very big and very powerful by how it was like brushing through like the leaves and everything. Um,
That's right.
so then he had his gun raised and waited for the animal to show himself. And then let's see here. The creature finally showed itself. It stood upright as it emerged from the woods. Also, it says it stands upright, and then when it starts to run, it goes down on all fours, like almost like an ape, in a way, is how they explained it. Um, and that it stood upright as it emerged from the woods and dropped down on all fours and began to encircle the boy again. So it showed himself, came out, dropped on all fours, and like ran around in a circle around him again. It had dirty matted fur, a wrinkled simian face, and red eyes. But it
Huh.
seemed that this time its manner was more playful, as it was like throwing leaves in the air and bouncing kind of around him. But he took off running, and that was the last that he saw them.
I'm gonna
So,
spin this a little different too. This is what's going on in my head. I just want your opinion, and this is what we do. You know, and that is that county down south in Indiana, or is it up north?
let me look it up here real quick. I'm not sure.
Okay, well then I'll go into my theory, because Indiana is one of the not like top for um crypto and stuff like that, but this kind of reminds me of the folklore could tie to like maybe a Bigfoot.
Yes, and that's what this is what it's compared to, is like the Indiana's version of Bigfoot.
Yeah. What's that? There's more than corn in Indiana. We got a
Jen-
freaking Bigfoot knockoff. That's
so Jennings County is like North Vernon.
North
Um,
Vernon. Okay, I know where you're at.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds like we need to go, like, because there's a bunch of like haunted parks in Indiana. Like you
yeah,
got Shade State Park. I would love to go up to the dunes with all the shipwrecks on the Lake Michigan and all that. I think that would be so cool to take some camping trips this year.
yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah, so
I,
it's south of Indianapolis, southern
that's what I thought.
Indiana.
And that's and naturally that's where some of the stuff on sightings have been documented more. Is
Mhm.
once you get down there towards, of course, the caves of Kentucky and then to Tennessee and
Mhm.
the mountains there. So it's
Yeah.
kind of been a popular thing. So that's what I think that it could be leading to, at least.
Yeah. But also like an interesting thing that I found like kind of while doing some research, that like those are the only two accounts that they've ever like encountered with this Crosley monster was in 2006, but supposedly somebody found, excuse me, a case back in 1958. But it
Okay.
was a man who dressed up as Bigfoot and would hide in the woods and would like jump out and scare people as they like drove past this exact same area. So from 2006 to 1958, I mean, could it? I mean, it could be something crazy. I don't know.
Yes, that's true.
So,
And then yes,
I
Kelly,
mean, would
this
somebody
story.
from 1958 still be alive? Math is not my best subject.
Yes. Oh, Kayla. Oh dear. I should just make you eat one chip for that one right now. So let's do math. Ready for math? So
No, I'm never
think of
ready for math.
think of it this way. So 1958, let's round up two. That's 60. 60 to 2000s, 40 years. There's 42 years. Add 21 to that, there's 63 years old. So yes,
Uh,
they could still be healthy enough to do this.
yeah.
So
See,
that's actually a factual thing. See, I helped you math.
thank
You're
you.
doing
You
you're
math.
welcome.
You
I
mathed
math
for me.
for you. Yes. I math for you. And Kelly, yes, that's a great thing. Yes, Southern Indiana, some of the biggest sightings, and yes, some of the reports have been linked to Three Toes. Yeah, see, Lisa got it right this time. Thank you. She says that her parents were born in 1957 and they're still alive.
Oh, well, I mean, I figured they'd be, but I meant like healthy enough to like chase four young boys through the woods
I
in
mean,
2006.
I would think so. Oh, so they're even younger then. So they'd be in
Yeah.
their 50s.
Okay. So
So yeah,
there's a little like sidebar thing.
yeah. There's a little sidebar map. This sometimes mathematics gets in the
Yeah.
way. It's okay, biggie. But yes, this could have been the same guy doing it too. So that could be, take it with a grain of salt on this story, since this was proven that some guy did that.
Yeah.
So you're kind of, it's like to each their own there, right?
Yeah. So that was interesting. Yeah, but like I said, that was back in
2006
58. Yeah,
or 50,
2006 was when the boys saw it, and then in 58.
ahead.
Yeah.
Said 2058. Oopsies. No, but yes, that's awesome. I want to
Yeah.
go to this place still, because especially, did it say it was linked to a state park or anything like that?
No, it didn't.
Or it's just happen in general, just outside of a town.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, because I definitely, I think this year especially, me having the summer off, which is awesome. So I don't have to really do much, but I can just go camping.
That sounds amazing.
As long as I have permission.
Kirby.
They're looking at me like crazy. Go with us. Are you kidding me? She loves going. She wants to go something anytime we can go. So that's the cool thing. So I guess, is it my turn, or we got more with yours?
That's all I got. That's all I could find on it.
Mike, leave. Drop your beer bottle. Walk away.
Done.
And yep. I know, it's cool, but mine
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. I mean, that's what we get. We're the first half hours where we cover our stories and stuff till we go to our video.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run over that half hour a little bit, because I got my story to tell still, and I'm gonna have to cough real quick because this stupid sinuses, and I apologize. I got my tissues right here. It's okay, guys. I'm gonna mute my mic 1 second. I apologize.
He's gross. It's fine. You guys can tell him. Nasty.
It's nasty when I put it in my pocket. Old trick in the Marine Corps, you know.
That's just that's just an old man thing.
It's an old man thing. Yeah, that's where I get it from. No, just kidding. So my story is closer to Indiana, and my story actually is closer to Indiana. It's in Indiana. We're both in Indiana. That's stupid, James. What are you doing there? That's where James isn't ever anything. No, okay, back to the story. So mine takes place about 30 minutes north of Lafayette and Rensselaer. I don't know what county that is, because I don't remember, and I should know that because they're close to us. But
I don't know what county it is either. It's fine.
This is like earlier days of the group of WPRS. I worked at Best Buy with a bunch of friends and stuff. This just kind of took place of us just looking up folklore, and we're like, Jasper County. Thank you, voice in the head of God. Jasper County. This is awesome. See, this is why I love Josh here. And by the way, hand clap, everybody out there. Please hand clap for Josh running our stream tonight. He is the behind the scenes, doing a great job for us. So I want to give him a shout out.
You can't hear him, but we can hear him.
We can hear him. He can talk to our head while we're doing that. That's why we say random stuff, and we remember random stuff because he's in our ears. It's like a real news station, and the producer talking to our ears and telling us when we're stupid and wrong. So thank you, Josh, and okay. So yeah, see now he's time to shut up and continue the story now. So in Rensselaer, so it was called Moody's Lane. And the folklore was Moody's Lane. It would have a light that would appear after you would drive down to the edge of the road, turn around, stop this tree, flash your lights a certain amount of times, and then you would see the light appear in the field, and it would look like it was floating. You would see a lantern floating in this, and that's the folklore. But then there's a couple different versions of the story of why this lantern was floating in the field.
Let's hear it.
Well, I was hoping you would want to know.
I've not heard of this story.
Really? It's so cool. There's two different versions of it. It was just like an accident, and a farmer was farming his field at dusk and using I mean, this is back in the 1800s, so you're thinking horse and buggy carriage kind of thing, all hand done stuff and everything like that. So one of the stories is that he was doing that, and the carriage ran over his daughter's head and cut her head off, but she was never found. So in turn, the lantern searching is him searching for his daughter in the cornfield.
Okay.
Other story is that she got kidnapped fell off the carriage, got decapitated. So there's where the similarities in the stories. That's like you never know. This is folklore, so it could be like the bad game of phone game, and
Yeah.
it goes
Yeah.
and the kidnapped and the father was chasing. She fell off the first carriage and got her head cut off. And so, moral story: she still got her head cut off. They're searching for her head, and then or the body, and this is the lantern. So we're very skeptical about this, and I mean very, very skeptical because I'm going to burst your bubble, guys. I'm using this as a reference piece for you to show you not what to do and what to do in this type of situation for folklore because I learned it that day. It was a very valuable lesson in that day. I was that day old when I learned this lesson. So you guys should be very excited to hear this because you're going to learn that lesson today.
I'm ready to learn.
So we get up there. There's, I think we drove 3 or 4 cars deep, so we could have different vehicles and test this experiment out. So first car goes down, turns around, comes back to the tree, flashes lights 3 times. We wait, and then you turn your lights off. You wait, and we noticed something in the distance of a light. We thought it was it, so we're sitting there, and we see the light. We're like, holy smokes, it's coming straight at us. There's this light coming straight at us. It's happening, and it's not like first time. It's freaking happening. Then I come in, and then there's James,
Negative Nancy.
steps out of the vehicle, ready to go, and I'm like, yeah, you guys are all scared, but let's think of this as an investigator like me. What is that light? What is beyond? Where is that light coming from? Is there any crossroads that intersect down there at that light? Is there any roads coming straight at us at that light? We didn't know the answers to this, so luckily this is why we brought multiple vehicles. We sent in a vehicle who had HID lights at the time. Back then, HID lights were very uncommon. LED lights and all the bright lights like we have now
Yeah.
were uncommon. So you could tell the difference between regular lights and HID lights. So we sent them down 5 miles down the road to see if there was something there. Sure as shit, there was a road, and we debunked this whole folklore thing.
Oh
And I'm
shit.
glad we did it this way because it just shows you not all stories are true. So as a paranormal team, we got to go out and then we got to investigate to disprove it. When we sent him down that road, as he was coming towards us, I had him flash his lights, and you saw him, light like white, almost blue lights that looked like a lantern bobbing left and right through the field. And what it was a road that had curves.
Oh, so every time he was coming around the corner is when you would see.
It looked like it was coming through the field.
Oh.
So and they would see the bobbing lantern through the field. And then that's unfortunately that's one of the folklore tales that's pretty big in that area, and they're still big with the teens and everything.
Yeah.
So for me to think that stuff that people are catching stuff on video now still and everything and thinking that
Yeah.
and catching like up close lights coming out now, so you don't know if it's somebody playing a joke in the cornfield
Yeah.
popping up a flashlight or back. So I would like to go do it again just to test because of this simple theory is because when we want something so bad to happen in the paranormal and you get a lot of energy focused in one area, it could form an
Something.
anomaly. It can
Yeah.
form energy, and it's actually these people could be creating this folklore, and that's how some of this stuff goes.
Yeah.
Is you want something to happen bad enough, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
our government experimented like that. So there's different projects out there that they essentially created its own entity and everything. So that's what I think is kind of happening is the folklore's playing on here, and the energy is becoming something. So I'd like to go check it out again, just because, just
Yeah.
to have that.
Well,
that
how
test.
long ago did you do that?
It picked up steam again on social media that I saw a few posts, but it's probably been 8 years.
Okay.
So
So
I'd
like
like
we probably have more technology now then too to do different like tests to see.
Yep, we do. And they're like, yeah, Josh says the Gateways experience. Exactly it.
Yeah.
So and that's
Yeah.
one. You guys are actually we're going to pause for station identification real quick. You guys are going to be starting up
Yes.
on doing a short pop
Yeah.
up. Huh?
Just
Yeah.
what did you call it last week?
Josh, here's the term. It's called the paranormal talk around.
Yeah, that's it. I was trying to think of it so bad the other day, and I was like, for the life of me, could not remember what you called it.
Join you Mondays for the paranormal talk around about the Gateway experience, and I think that's when you guys are starting that this Monday. So
Yes.
you guys, we are starting another day of stuff. It's going to be, not as long as our podcast. It may run 30,
No.
30, 45 minutes on
Yeah.
Mondays. So we'll hit you on the weekend. We're going to start hitting you during the week, and then we're going to throw a couple games in there too. And all
Yep.
goes well. You guys stick with us and watch us do stupid stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Give
it's
a shout
gonna
out.
be
Yeah.
Mondays at 7:00 is
Okay.
when we're gonna do that. So, and then like James said, it's just gonna be a quick half hour. I think we're gonna start with like the 7 Eastern time. We're gonna start at like what the gateway experience is and just kind of explain some of the terminology and stuff with it. And then every week we're gonna Josh and I are actually doing the gateway experience. So we're gonna go over what our experiences were per CD. And there's some like experiments like farther down in the like wave 3, I think was what Josh said, where we can test to see if we can actually like reach each other from different parts of the United States.
I'm excited because and I'll be a part of anything you guys need to be a part of on this. I'm super excited for you guys to venture down this. For one, it's something that we're bringing to the table, and you guys are doing the experiment, reaching out, telling these people exactly how your experiment goes. So that's awesome. You guys came up with this, and it's freaking awesome. So I applaud you there. So I'm very excited.
There's 36 CDs, so we'll be doing 37 weeks worth of these.
Let's do the math. That's still almost. It's over half a year, but less than 3/4.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, I know. I'm here. That's what I'm here for. And at least, yes, I'm hoping they do talk to aliens because I love aliens. Aliens is one of my favorite subjects.
Yeah. So that gets into it too. I'm sure we'll discuss that at some point. But there's that documentary that we've talked about before. What was it? Something Encounters of the Fifth Kind.
Josh, tell us in our ears.
Josh, tell me. Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind is what it was. So, and the main like doctor person of that documentary, Dr. Greer, he uses this method to communicate with aliens, and some of the pictures and stuff that they've gotten and experiences, it's freaking insane. I mean, I'm like down. Like I'm ready for all of us. Let's meditate and freaking talk to aliens. Let's go.
I am so in. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's free on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh.
Yeah. Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind.
Oh. Yeah,
Kirby,
I'm gonna watch that.
Can I get another beer, Kirby?
She's real mad at me. She's really content listening to this podcast of her favorite person. And
me. He's talking about
Kayla.
me.
Yeah, Kayla. Yeah, she gave me the evil look, so I'm just gonna let that one be. So that's really cool, and I plan on doing some more folklore. I said folklore, folklore. As we go in during the summer too, because I want to go to these places and actually do these things.
Yeah.
And if it's something around that involves during the day, we can pop live and do these things too. As long as we will only go live in investigations as it doesn't affect our equipment, because we do not want false readings on anything like that.
Yeah, there was a couple different ones I found in Indiana that seemed interesting.
Yes.
Excuse me. So I remember there was one. Gosh, it's out by where I grew up out in Old Benton County, and it was at Kate's Pond. Yeah, there was Kate's Pond. Yeah. Yeah, and so I grew up around there, and I remember my dad always, when we would actually go fishing at Kate's Pond, and he would be like, "Oh, there's a story that if you come to the pond, I think it's a certain time of the night, like it has to be at an exact certain time, and you flash your flashlight across the pond, and there's like a light, like a red light that's supposed to be showing across the other side of the pond, and it's about this girl that drowned in the pond so many years ago." So
we need it. Maybe that's the first one we try to do live.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool to do. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're getting to the fun part of our podcast. I guess
videos.
The videos. She just We want to give a shout out to Ray's Rebellion, the army that's tuning in tonight. Thank you guys. We are sponsored by Ray's Energy and Rep Sports. We got a promo code that if you guys go there for all your workout needs, from protein powder to pre-workouts to sleep medicines to everything, to swag and energy drinks, it's going to be cool.
We're
But
excited.
we also want to shout out where our videos come from. Nuke's Top 5 is one of the ones we've been using for a while now. Nuke has a very, very good YouTube page. So make sure you guys give him a shout out, give him a follow, and everything like that. So I think Josh, I let him pick a video that we have not seen. So you and I are coming in fresh to this.
Coming in
So
hot.
coming in hot, and hopefully it's not a video we've seen before. But if not, we will find out. So make sure there it is. Nuke's Top 5. Subscribe. He just posted it in the chat. So I am ready to watch some video. Josh, let's do
do
this.
it.
Top 5 Ghosts Caught on Camera. Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. I featured the YouTube channel Ghosts of Carmel, Maine many times on Nuke's Top 5, so I won't go through a full recap. But put simply, Kent Burris says that he lives in a very haunted house and has recorded many strange supernatural encounters in his home.
The hardest things to deal with while living in this house, and one of the most frightening encounters, are in fact apparitions.
Son of a... Oh my...
Do something. Oh my. One night, while sleeping, there was a loud bang in the bedroom that woke me up. I started hearing faint voices, so I picked up my cell phone camera and started recording.
One night, Kent hears voices coming from downstairs and records as he heads down to investigate. He is not prepared for what he finds waiting in the dark first floor TV room.
Son of a... What the hell are you? Honey?
As Kent walks into the pitch black room, the TV has somehow turned itself on. Now this might explain the voices, but as he pans his camera around the room, a dark shape suddenly appears right in front of the television screen. The shadow figure seems to collapse into itself as it disappears right in front of his eyes.
What the hell are you? I did not go back to sleep that night.
So did Kent capture yet another shadow apparition in his haunted house? You decide. You can watch this full documentary over on the YouTube channel, Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. Checking.
All right, that one was kind of crazy.
Yeah. I remember seeing one of his videos like before, like Nuke said that he's used his videos before this. So I remember like the upstairs in the bedroom with the shadow and the curtains and everything.
That's legit.
Yeah. The thing for me on that one, like trying to like debunk it as it being like a person just standing in front of the TV, is the fact that when he like slows it down, the head literally just like disappears. Like how does a person just like make their head disappear?
Gone. The head's just gone.
Yeah, like he said, it like collapses inside of itself. Like, I mean, I can't even get my shoulders up that high to.
Yeah, but in turn, like you're right in front of that TV, and that shadow's right in front of that TV. If you're that close and it's a real person, you're gonna get light off the TV that's gonna show clothes, hair,
Mhm.
everything,
Yeah,
skin color. It doesn't. It's still pitch black.
yeah,
That's what did it for me on that last video, and it's just he's purely reacting to this, and he's scared when he goes in these rooms and these apparitions are in there. This
mhm.
man has apparitions in his house. That's one of the ones I would love to go there.
Yeah.
I would love to go
It would
there.
be very interesting because he's just using his cell phone to record this stuff. Could you imagine if we had like our equipment to like even
Yeah,
like night vision or something to see? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. That one that one intrigues me. I almost want to go to this
it
guy's like.
intrigues me, but at least it does have a good thing saying that he is very, if it's real, he's very, very calm. But I didn't take him as calm. In some of those videos, he was like, "What the," kind
Yeah.
of thing.
I mean, if you would think, like, if this keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again, at some point you're just like, God, what the fuck? Like you're not scared anymore. You're just annoyed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kara brings up the good thing. You know, average Joes with their cell phone cameras are catching amazing evidence. And then we have all this stuff. Although we have not been get out to use all this awesome stuff and some of the new stuff we want to try.
No.
And I'm super excited to do it. But we'll
One
see.
day.
But one day more. Sorry. Too much show choir.
Right.
But anyway, we had Josh. That wasn't just one, was it? Or hello, God. Hello, how do you? Okay. I figured since it's still called Nick's Top 5, there's more. So I say we go ahead and roll the second.
All right, let's do it.
I'm excited. This one's a good one.
Out early. Iraqi fitness trainer Mustafa from the YouTube channel Mustafa Altai says that he heard a strange story about a family who had fled their home in Iraq many years ago because a sinister jinn began haunting their home. The house has been left abandoned for over 60 years, as the family says they couldn't find anyone willing to rent or buy the cursed property. Mustafa goes to investigate the house with his friend Salar to see if the spooky stories are true, and it did not go well. As the two explorers are about to enter the house, they have no idea that something seems to be watching them.
حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل.
Now it's certainly a bit hard to see, but when the video is slowed down and enhanced, a very strange figure can be seen standing at the window. Now it's unclear exactly what this bizarre shape could be, but when Mustafa's camera pans back, the dark figure has disappeared. After the two explorers enter the house, things only get weirder. The two friends hear strange sounds coming from the staircase. They go to investigate, and this happens.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. ما في طابق ثاني دائما خاف منه. دائما يا اخي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. اقرا ايات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله اعوذ بكلمات الله التامات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء. بسم الله. لا تعال بس تعال سلام تعال. لا هسه يقوم احد بس تعال بدعت امك تعال هسه يقوم احد والله يقوم صديق سوا بس تعال على فوق سلام بس تعال بدعت امك يا اخي حلفتك سلام حلفتك بدعت امك تعال.
An empty paint bucket is thrown from somewhere above them, barely missing the two explorers. Mustafa runs upstairs to see where it came from, but his friend Salar heads for the exit. Eventually, Mustafa convinces Salar to come back, but after hearing more scary, unexplained sounds, they both decide to leave. Mustafa uploads his video to YouTube, and many of his viewers want to see more. In the video comments, his fans dare him to go back and actually spend the night in the haunted house. So, Mustafa agrees. He returns to the house, determined to stay the night, this time all alone. Mustafa sets up a few static cameras in one of the rooms and attempts to settle in for the night. But before long, Mustafa's night takes a terrifying turn.
صوت بس ما نقدر نحكم عليه صوت نسمعه أو أي حركة مثل هاي موجودة ممكن يكون نهار ممكن يكون ليل الله صوت جلد أكو صوت قبل جلد ما صوت جلد Bismillah. Bismillah. Bismillah.
Strange moans and loud bangs keep Mustafa on the edge and unable to rest. But little does he know, things are about to get even creepier.
Bismillah. 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 Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
A heavy piece of stone sitting on top of the fireplace seems to move on its own. Then, as if propelled by an invisible force, it violently crashes to the ground, nearly landing on Mustafa's head. Understandably, Mustafa is now freaked out. He's only been inside the house a little over an hour, but he decides to put an early end to his overnight investigation. But now here's where things get really creepy. Because the most terrifying part of Mustafa's stay inside the house isn't even what he saw or heard with his own eyes and ears. You see, his static cameras caught video of something strange that he wasn't even aware of. Something downright chilling.
طوعي من التليفون.
Did you see it? As Mustafa is repositioning his static camera, a dark figure appears behind him on the staircase. It slowly moves down the stairs without making a sound, and then disappears out of sight. But this isn't the only time Mustafa captured this creepy figure during his nighttime stay.
الجن كلام ضعيف. الله أعلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Again, a dark, very bizarre figure quickly appears behind Mustafa, not once, but twice. Could it be that he captured the jinn that haunts the home on camera? Whatever it is, it seems to change shape, size, and even transparency. So just what is this? Let me know what you think. You can check out Mustafa's full 2-part video investigation of the house over on his YouTube channel, Mustafa Altai. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Haunted Ancient Ram Inn. With a
I got something for you on this one. This one's cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was
Yeah.
cool. That was
So
very cool.
with like the sounds and then the stone, like the stone was cool, but then the more I thought about it, like when the camera like goes to the side view, you can see that there's doors on the other side of the camera. So I'm like, somebody could have something pulling that string behind the cameras and you just couldn't see him. But that shadow got me. The shadow figures.
The shadow figure definitely got me.
Those are hard to imitate.
So Kevin and I have went up against the Jin.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I heard that, I don't know if you saw me, but I like looked at you. I was like,
I know. I saw that. And it was right here in Indiana that him and I and Josh Trowbridge, and I'm going to call it a battle because it was a battle. It was one of the most prolific investigations I've been on in a while. It was actually a private home investigation too, and it was kind of crazy. We have some cool footage from that. And if I would have known that was going to be on there tonight, we would have had our videos pulled up. And the most prolific thing from the Jin, and as soon as I heard the dark moans, I got chills because I've heard those in real like in real life. And then the one thing we didn't hear, Kevin and I were walking up the stairs, and you hear us going, and like, what if we go up here and it's just right behind this curtain? Then you hear something go, "Mwahaha," as we walk through, and we heard it with our ears, and we react to it on the recording, and then come to find out what it is, and able to use the Quran to get rid of it was one of the coolest investigations that we were ever like. It's stuck up with me. Also, the family gave us Twinkies because Twinkies just got put back on market. So we told them we didn't want their money. We wanted a box of Twinkies, and they came through. We got, we helped them out for 2 boxes of Twinkies. So it was
Oh my
totally
gosh.
the experiment that I were able to do with Josh and coordinate, and actually it was one of the coolest experiences. We both were meditating and kind of sending like a radar blast around us, and radar, you get blimps of where it is. And we both said in the exact same spot of the room where this thing was at the same time, being in 2 separate rooms, meditating separately. So it was one of the coolest experiences.
Gateway experience.
Kind of along the lines of the other gateway experience there.
Yeah.
But that was one of the coolest things that I think Kevin and I did, and we were able to help that family out. Also, you guys remember those touch lights? Like you hit them once, it turns on low, medium for twice. You hit it 3 times, goes high. Talking about one of the things we used as the trigger object was one of those lamps, and this entity was there before we knew what it was cycling through the lamp. We would say, "Hey, hit it 3 times to high," and it would cycle through and stop on 3. Or we'd say, set it to medium, and it would do on 2. Then we'd be like, "Shut it off," and it would cycle through the high and back down to off. So it was one of the coolest trigger out play we've had in a while too there. But all right, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
What's out there?
I mean, like I said, I've never heard like the sounds and stuff. I was like, it could be anything. It's in a neighborhood. Like you said, he heard the dog.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, with the stone, there's doors behind the cameras, so somebody could have been on the opposite side. But with those shadows, like the figures, like the one on the coming down the stairs, like you can see it like dissipate into the stair, like the railing, and then come back down and then disappear. And then the one that's like really small, like you can't imitate that. Like there's
no way to imitate.
I mean,
that.
The shape of it, the size of it, the movement of it, it's just not humanly possible to imitate something like that.
Yeah, might as well just decide the time to die. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a crazy one. I liked it a lot. Josh, again, you did good picking this video. This is awesome.
Yeah. But then I also thought because when it was like, oh, well, his YouTube followers told him to go back and dared him to, I was like, okay, here we go. This is another like, let's do it for the clout kind of videos. But then
he only made it an hour in. So I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
It's damned if you don't at that point in time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Like after this, I'm using my new Frost Buddy koozie. Frost Buddy koozie is amazing. If you don't got one, get one. Just saying. Oh. I'm drinking the Michelob Ultra infusions.
Those are good.
They're very good. This is the organic ones.
Yes.
Don't ask me. I didn't even know it just said it on the box. I didn't know until we got to my brother's last night.
They're very good.
It's organic. All right, let's roll with number 3.
Number 3.
The past is dark as the ancient Ram Inn. It's not surprising that it is said to be the most haunted building in all of England. The mysterious inn was built way back in the year 1145 on top of a pagan burial ground, and it served as the home to slaves, masons, and workers. In the 1500s, a woman hid out in the building before she was captured and burned as a witch. Years later, the innkeeper's daughter is said to have hung herself in the attic. And as if all that wasn't creepy enough, the decaying remains of sacrificed children were found buried under the inn's floor. The ancient Ram Inn is said to be so violently haunted that when the building was sold to John Humphreys in 1968, his wife and daughters absolutely refused to live there. They moved out, leaving John Humphreys all alone to live in the house. So, British paranormal investigators Sean Kenna, Sean Owen, and Carl Hassel from the YouTube channel Dark Territory travel to the haunted inn to investigate the multiple claims of paranormal activity. During their investigation, they hear bizarre, unexplained sounds, and Sean feels something touching his leg.
Already, as soon as we were about to begin filming the investigation, something draws our attention upstairs.
Sounded like you rolled a barrel, or did you work at the inn?
Dude, upstairs.
Go. Yeah, I just heard what sounded like movement up here. Is this where you are? Are you the witch? They call this room the witch's room, so we only assume that you, the witch, you're felt in here.
Did anyone hear the voice a second ago before you said you're felt in here?
No. Witch, you're felt in here. Witch, you're felt in here.
I don't know if it's a voice or it was like a cat.
Yeah.
No warnings whatsoever.
Did you used to sleep in this bed, witch?
Well, I'll tell you, this is the...
Fell something on my leg, man. Someone was on my leg.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Touched my leg.
Later, as Sean Kenna and Sean Owen are exploring on the second floor, things get even stranger.
What little room are you hiding in? Come on, show yourself. I'm sure you're not afraid of me and Owen.
Guys, the door's just open.
A door to the attic opens on its own and the team can't find any explanation for the strange occurrence. There was no draft, and the team had been walking back and forth past the door many times without it making any movement whatsoever. Now, since it has always been said that dark spirits and entities supposedly, quote, feed off fear, the team decides to do an experiment to see if the emotion of fear will trigger even more paranormal activity. So they tie up and blindfold team member Carl and put him in one of the beds in the bishop's room. This room is said to be the most supernaturally active. At first, nothing really happens, and as time passes, Carl seems to grow more and more impatient. But then, things take a terrifying turn.
Someone's touched my leg. Someone's touching my leg, bro.
Something's happening.
Are you around me now? You make a sound. What the was that, bro?
What, man?
This something's just fallen off here.
Who's that? Touch me, man! What the
Something's wrong with Carl. He's obviously...
Holy shit, man.
We need to go.
Get me the car out of here now, Joe! Bro, I just... Seriously, someone just whacked me, no joke. I heard something being thrown or something, and I was like, come on, and then someone just whacked me, no joke, as if someone just punched me in the chest. Me.
Carl begins to freak out as he feels something touching his leg. A candle then falls onto the floor, but scariest of all, something unseen slaps Carl on the chest. The violent smack is actually loud enough that the audio can be heard on camera. And with that, Carl is done. In abject terror, he frantically struggles his way out of the rope binding his legs and wrists. So did the paranormal investigators capture proof of the sinister ghosts that haunt the ancient Ram Inn? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video and many more investigations of haunted English locations over on the YouTube channel, Dark Territory.
Wow, I think that these can't get more interesting, and then they do.
And then they do.
And then they do. That is crazy. Yes, his face was covered, Kara.
Yeah.
Yes. Basically, Carl said, fuck it, hold my beer. And he's like, you know what, Carl, you have some weird fetishes. We're going to tie you up in the bedroom.
Put a mask on you.
We're going to put a mask on you, and this ghost is going to have its way with you. And that's what it did.
Yeah.
Poor Carl there. But I heard that smack on camera before they even said it. I was like, oh, he's getting hit real good.
Yeah. I wish you could have seen like where when they kept replaying it, you know what I mean? Because it was a hard enough hit. I felt like you could have seen like his jacket like imprint, or you know what I mean, like when you hit something soft like that, because they had puffy coats on. Like I was looking for something like that, which I didn't see anything, but
I didn't see anything, Mark, but I heard the whack.
yes.
And that place is, I want to go live. I want to at least spend a couple nights there. That's like, that'd be awesome.
I'd go and check it out.
Really messed up backstory to that place.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that's a show in itself of that place, because
like pagan burial ground, sacrifice children.
That right there.
Yeah.
There's a whole couple hours right there.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
I enjoyed that one just as much as you, Chad. That's all I got for that one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one just as much as you.
Yeah, and they seem like good investigators. Like
Carl with the cojones steel.
Yeah, right.
Tied up like that.
I'll remember that when we go on an investigation. James said he wants to be tied up to entice fear. Noted.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Let's do it.
Leave him in a room, tie him up. I'll be the one watching the cameras from the truck.
Like, oh, he's good. Just, he's floating. It's cool.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Gonna break his fall. Well, yeah, that's what that was about. That's weird. Let me go. I gotta see the chat. I'm sorry, I had to change screens because I want to see the chat. There we go. All right, I say let's
bondage.
Whoa, easy there, easy. I didn't say that. No, that's weird. I believe it was nylon rope that he was tied with, and he was wearing a nylon. I don't know what video you watched there.
Yeah, Josh.
At that point in time, I don't know what video you watched there. I'm gonna need you to stop. That's crazy.
Funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just number 4. Let's just go into it.
Leather. Let's go to the number 4.
Yeah.
The House of the Burned Man. Popular Mexican paranormal investigator Alberto Del Arco travels to a mansion in Manzanillo, Mexico. The massive hillside estate has been mysteriously abandoned for over 35 years, and it looks more like a hotel than a home. It features a pool, a spa area, and an amazing view of the ocean. So no one really knows why such a luxurious home would be abandoned for over 3 decades. However, urban legend says that one of the home's previous tenants perished in a mysterious fire inside the house. Because of this, locals refer to the estate as the, quote, House of the Burned Man. The entire property is said to be extremely haunted. Once Alberto and his 2 cameramen make their way inside, they find the home's design a bit confusing.
Todavía no le encuentro la forma a esta casa. Aquí está cerrado, aquí ya no hay más. No, todavía existen. Atrás, güey, atrás. ¿No fue un animal? ¿Algún ave? Ok, pero eso vino de este lado. ¿Se oyó claro? Madres. ¿Fuiste tú ahorita que pisaste? Sí. ¿O no? Sí. ¿Sí? Se oyó muy hueco, cuidado, sí, retumbó todo. No se nos vaya a caer encima parte de esta propiedad, porque sí se ve que está muy dañada. Mira, ven. Ven a ver esto.
Cuidado. ¿Estás bien?
Sí. Casi me estrella en la cara, güey, ¿lo viste?
Sí.
Su madre.
While exploring the strangely constructed mansion, the team hears what sounds like a child's voice, followed by the sound of a breath. Even though the unexplained sounds are barely picked up by their microphones, the three explorers all seem to hear it very clearly. Next, Alberto has a frightening close encounter with a bat. And after that, the team just decides to continue their investigation outside as they check out the other buildings on the sprawling estate.
Hola. No sé, güey, como que arrastraron algo. Buenas noches. No creo que haya indigentes viviendo aquí, la verdad. Uy, está enorme este lugar. Atrás, aquí. Eso fue aquí. Con cuidado. Puede haber animales, ¿eh?
Alberto and his team hear strange sounds coming from inside some of the buildings. It sounds almost like something heavy being dragged across the floor. Since the hillside the mansion sits on is almost impossible to access, Alberto thinks it would be unlikely that any homeless people could be living there. Instead, he believes that all of the sounds that he is hearing could simply be made by animals. But even though Alberto is very skeptical, what happens next is not so easy to explain.
¿Qué pasó, güey? ¿Qué pasó? Ay, güey, a mí se me hizo ver a alguien acá. ¿Allá? ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿No habrá sido una sombra? ¿No habrá sido algún árbol? ¿Alguna rama? ¿Lo habrá trabado o no? ¿Sí? Ok, habrá que revisar ese material.
Alberto's cameraman captures what appears to be a white translucent figure on camera. A little later into their investigation, and they capture something again.
Y hay más escaleras que van hacia abajo, ¿eh? Cuidado. Mucho murciélago. ¿Todo bien? ¿Qué hay allá? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Todo bien?
Algo se movió.
Ay, qué ruido. ¿Dónde? Oh, hijo de tu... ¿Dónde, güey? ¿No serán los murciélagos? Huele muy mal. Huele muy, muy mal.
Bats come flying out towards the cameraman, but it's not a bat that spooks him. A bizarrely shaped shadow seems to be staring back at him from just inside one of the rooms. They go to check it out, but there's nothing there. The figure has vanished, leaving nothing behind but a very foul stench. Before long, the echoing sound of a raging party being celebrated somewhere nearby starts to make it impossible for them to capture clear, uninterrupted audio. Alberto and his team have no choice but to wrap up their investigation. However, right before they leave, they capture something truly chilling.
Ok. Con cuidado. Ok, ¿les parece si bajamos? Digo, aquí no hay más que una pequeña explanada. No está tan espectacular como la de arriba, quizá. Pero se me hace curioso que esté este piso, ¿no?
At the time they recorded this, the team says that they were completely unaware that someone or something seemed to be watching them from the tree line. They catch an unexplained figure on camera, just barely visible in the dark. So, did Alberto Del Arco and his two cameramen capture evidence of paranormal activity at the mansion? Is it possible that the ghost of the burned man who the house is named after was watching them? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video over on the YouTube channel, Alberto Del Arco. Just passing through.
That was a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I was not as impressed with that one.
No, there's too much noise pollution, really.
Yeah.
And
well, and they say
said it right. There's too much. The cameraman was talking a lot.
Yeah.
And then
well, and they said it so that it's like that it's hard to get to, but yet there's graffiti all over the walls. So it's obviously not that hard to get to.
Not that hard to get somebody that can get there with some spray paint. Let's be real.
Yeah. For homeless people, they're like, oh well, it's not. It's hard to get to that he doesn't think homeless people would be there, but yet there's graffiti literally over the entire building.
Everything. Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So that one, I mean, the shadow was interesting. and it kind of looked like the shadow at the end that you kind of had a white spot for a face, and it was kind of like a gray. I did kind of see that, but at that point, is that a person that's just out of focus in the woods and they're trying to get the story to get YouTube? This is a popular spot people party at, obviously, with all the graffiti. Is what I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach Rose, what's up, buddy? How you doing, bud?
What's up?
Just tuning in, going over some new top 5. Well, I think we got one more for tonight.
Uno más.
Hannah, how you doing? And if there's a raging party close that it's hard to get to. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, it could have been a little island or something. We don't know, but that's very true, Hannah. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
So let's roll a 5th one. Let's check out what Nuke's got to say on this 5th one. I'm excited because these 3 of them were great tonight. One of them was
So hopefully the 5th one's the rager. Let's get her done.
Paranormal investigators beyond the realm paranormal investigate the Alton Railway Station in Staffordshire, England. The old train station was built in 1849 and it was eventually closed down in 1965. So, after over 100 years of travelers and workers passing through the station, it is now believed to be extremely haunted by the ghosts of deceased passengers and railway workers. The 5 investigators set up motion detectors on the platform close to what used to be the railway track. They start recording, and what they capture is truly bizarre.
So that's just Nick setting off the motion detector. It only goes off when something walks in front of it. There you go. Straight after you. It's followed you.
Let me do it one more time for you. I want you to follow me exactly where I come from. The Alton Bridge Hotel. Remember?
We need to do that. No!
When lead investigator Nick walks back and forth setting off the motion detector, something seems to follow him. Then suddenly a super fast moving white mist seems to pass right through him, knocking him a step back.
We need to do that. No!
What's especially creepy is that Nick seems to both see and react to the mist as it passes right through his body. So did they capture real evidence of the paranormal? Could it be the ghost of a wary traveler still running to catch a long-departed train? You decide. Check out this full video and more paranormal investigations over on their Facebook and YouTube channel, Beyond the Realm Paranormal. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and also maybe check out my other videos. I'll see you next week.
I actually, I can relate to this last video. So, and that was interesting because if he didn't react to that mist, I would have chalked it up to being just a bug or, light matrixing on the camera, but he reacted to the just about the same damn time that it went through his body.
Yeah. I would have been interested if they would have told what he saw or felt at that moment, if it would have kept going with the
video,
because he reacted to it. I want to know what he thought.
True, that's facts. I had a similar instance at Saddamsville Rectory where it was a black mist that followed me around the rectory, and it was in almost every photo I was in. But then it all started, we were sitting at the table and you felt this wind come, and all I saw was this black mist come through me. So I feel what he felt, and I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Because after that, the whole night, wherever I went in this building, this black mist was in the pictures with me as it was it was like it was following me.
That's wild.
It's one of the craziest. I keep saying one of the craziest, but I'm sitting there thinking man, I investigate a lot of places. I always say it's one of the craziest. So every place is one of the craziest. Every place is a good time, guys.
It was a cool experience.
Yes, there you go. It was a very cool experience. Well, what we got now? That's it.
I think that's the last one.
I think we're done for this evening. What? Okay. All right. Well, the director has spoken, guys. We got a special treat for you.
God in our ears.
We have God in our ears has a special treat for you. So I'm gonna let him just play this, and you guys help us realize what's gonna happen in the future here, and help us, get to these goals of making us have pain in our mouths.
You want to watch me die?
Yes. Watch Kayla die. So go ahead and roll that footage. Let's roll it. Let's find out.
Guys, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna eat this chip live.
Am I supposed to keep talking? I don't know, director.
Hello, Facebook world. What's up out there? Brews and Booze podcast here. I'm chilling with some of my Wabash Paranormal teammates, Kayla and Kevin. What's up?
What's up?
I don't.
If we hit 6,000 followers, we are gonna do this bad boy. Pow. Yeah, you
Death.
saw it right. It's one of these. So,
You will see me die.
Yeah, Kayla's gonna die.
She will die.
Kayla's death right here. We will
We're gonna do
investigate
something,
her
but you know
house.
what
She
we're gonna
got
do?
this. She died.
Like, it was so
All
hot.
right, Kevin, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put her in the coffin.
Shaped like this for me.
There it is, the one chip challenge, guys. You got to help us get to 6,000 followers. Earlier in the broadcast, we mentioned Raise Energy. We posted our promo code. Go over there, visit us, show us some love there. Anything you buy is going to give us a little kickback to help make this show better.
Yay!
And, that's exciting. The most exciting part of tonight is seeing that chip challenge play at the end. 6,000 followers. We are so close. I think we're around like 4,500, 4,600. We're at 73% of our goal, is what the God told me in my earphones.
We're almost there.
Almost there. So you got literally 27% to go, guys, and you're going to see us all in pain. And
Tell your friends. Tell your
everybody.
moms. Tell your dads.
Tell everybody. It's going to be something. Yeah, Hannah says, poor Kayla.
Yeah. Thanks, Hannah.
Kelly's already extremely hot.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. But please, please, please go on over. Do that. And, guys, we will be tuning in next Saturday. I will not be here. I cannot do Saturday. I'm hosting a show choir competition at Jeff High School in my theater. So I am there from 6 a.m. to midnight the whole day. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. But if we might be pushing it to a Sunday show, guys.
Yeah.
Depends on how the week goes. And we're not going to be down and out. We are going to get you a show no matter what. Even if I'm busy and everybody else, we are still going to get you a show. And again, yes, that's true. I am sorry. I was actually going to. Then he chimed right in. Thank you, God. And Kara, I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care if it goes to his head, and he wants you to call him that. But Monday night, and then you guys are going at 7 p.m. for the Paranormal Talk Around. They will be talking about the Gateway Experience. They're starting with CD1. They're gonna.
We're starting with the intro. So we're going to be talking about what the Gateway Experience is, just some like terminology and stuff. So for the future references, we don't have to keep going back and be like, oh, by the way, this means this or whatever. So yeah, it's just gonna be like an intro to what the Gateway is.
So tune in for that. I look forward to tuning into that too.
Yeah.
And listen to that. It's going to run about 36 weeks. So they're going to bring you that every Monday on the 7 o'clock
p.m.
hour. 7 p.m. Eastern, guys. So, yeah, that's it. We did good tonight. I like it. Good. Thank you for joining, everybody. Chat room, you were awesome. If you have any questions, shoot us a message on Facebook, and hopefully I sound more like myself the next show and all this congestion's out of my head.
Yeah, and we'll keep you posted throughout the week if we're going to do Saturday or Sunday.
Yep.
Kind of what we're going to be talking about. Yep.
There will be a show, though. There will be a show next week, so stay tuned. But thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to sign off.